palpable for days now as we're ready to launch what we'd like to proudly call first of its kind program in India. The first media and design curriculum curated carefully for school students. I'm Jasmita, a team member of Media Shala, and I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all our dignitaries, our guests who could be here today, and all our students who are very much a very integral part of this project. Just a little bit of a flashback. If I was to go back to the November of 2020, when I met Dr. Amit Bhalla, Ma'am Sayogita Sharma and Rachna, and they shared their vision of a media vertical under future skills and sustainability, which is one of the key features of Rachna schools. I'd be lying if I say I wasn't interested immediately. So, it really starts back from then. Of course, in the many months that followed, we conducted several group discussions, focus groups with students, teachers, a couple of parents as well, just to understand what is it that students today would really want in the media space. What is it that we could give them which is different and enable them to be. So yes, research, global trends, what are other countries, other schools doing in this space across the globe. Once we did all of that, and of course over many discussions, WhatsApp chats, virtual calls later, we finally have today a Media Shala, the first launch of our hub in MRIS14. So, the Media Shala team, we are often asked questions, right? Lots of them. One of which is, what is it that we are looking to achieve through Media Shala? And that's something which we've ourselves always gone back to when we looked at defining the curriculum for the students. If I had to put it simply, it's a threefold objective for us here. In no particular order, of course. We want to create a community of students, creative students who excel in the art of storytelling. We want to build aware, responsible and confident students with critical thinking skills. And we want to empower students with future-ready skills for meaningful and responsible content creation, which is, I think, the need of the hour when we look at the media industry in general right now. So that's what we'd like to do. The mantra that drives us in the team, I'd like to say this on behalf of the entire Media Shala team, is that children are the priority, change is the reality, and collaboration is the strategy for us at Media Shala. Thank you everyone once again for joining us today. More importantly, I'd like to spend a minute welcoming two very special guests who could join us today. I know it has been a bit of a commute for the both of you, but thank you so much to have you here with us today. Richa, thank you Richa for being here. To tell you a little bit about Richa, for those who'd like to know more, an author, an anchor, an editor, and also an SDG ambassador. Richa Jain Kalra has been one of the very popular faces on national television for over 18 years now. She has been an anchor and associate editor with NDTV India for 15 years, and she is now the founder and CEO of Achhi Khabar, a digital good news platform. So, thank you, Richa. I think we all can do with some good news right now.
I think this is good news.
Right. And now next, thanks to Lyndee Prickitt is a journalist, a writer, and the founder podcaster of Musipaloozi, a kids' news and current affairs podcast that she jointly produces with her daughter Leela. In a short span of time, Musipaloozi is the New York Times recommended kids podcast and the #2 podcast on Apple Podcasts. She is the director of Village Square, a digital outlet championing the stories and insights of rural India. So the story. And of course, the last line which really takes connect with Lyndee is that Singapore, Mumbai and New Delhi, which is where we met almost 18 years ago. It's been a while. Thank you so much. May I now request Sir Dr. Amit Bhalla to accord a green welcome to Ms. Richa Jain Kalra. Please, sir. May I request Ma'am Bhalla to please accord a welcome to Lyndee. So the little story about the scarves that perhaps I just pass the mic to Mamta ma'am to tell us more about this.
So these scarves have been created in our fashion studies lab by our children and our fashion studies teacher. This is shibori that she's crafted on silk, and the children love doing this activity.
Can I request Mamta ma'am to please welcome Deepika ma'am now? Please welcome. Ma'am, please welcome Dr. Sanjay Srivastava. Shalini ma'am, can I request you to invite Sayogita ma'am? So we'd like to welcome you officially. Request Monica ma'am to please welcome Sujitra ma'am. Yes. We start the proceedings with the auspicious ceremony of lighting of the lamp. So I request our dignitaries to please proceed towards the lighting of the lamp. Next up, we have a wonderful performance by our students of MRIS14, Anmol, Raina and Sana, who will present the Shiv Vandana. have much to say after this performance. That itself was absolutely mesmerizing. Thank you once again. I now take the pleasure of inviting Ms. Sayogita Sharma, Director of MRI's Network of Schools, NCR and Punjab, but more importantly, Media Shala, the Chief Problem Solver, the positivity spreader, the constant source of inspiration and always ensuring a driven and growth-oriented work environment. Dear ma'am, we humbly request you to address everyone.
Good evening, everyone. So first of all, thank you to Jasmita for all these attributes you have given me. Thank you. Honorable Dr. Amit Bhalla ji, Vice President, MPI, Sanjay Srivastava ji, Vice Chancellor, MRIS, and our two very distinguished guests, Ms. Richa, Ms. Lyndee, Dr. Deepika Bhalla, Executive Director of this school, Principal of the school, Mamta ma'am, our partners from media, Principal Sujitra ma'am, and Chance Vice Principals. Media Shala team, Jasmita, Swati, Risha, and everyone who has been engaged into this, and the Future Skills and Sustainability team, which is our bigger umbrella under which media has come in, Richa, Rachna, Mishra, and Varun. All the young students who are going to be part of Media Shala, the teachers who are going to be part of it. I think it's a very, very delightful experience for all of us to be together and talk about this futuristic vision that MediaShala has and the new vertical that we have added to school education, the existing school curriculum. And it is also special because earlier we have been sitting as school and the parents, two dimensions and the students. But today it's a new dimension which our National Education Policy also talks about, is academia and industry. So welcome both of you to be part of industry and all of them who are part of industry, which is, I think, a great initiative placed in the new education policy that we need to have these partnerships and people from industry coming to classrooms so that the gap that is there is plugged. And I think this is a step towards that when MediaShala thought of it under the leadership of Dr. Amit Bhalla, who is very, very futuristic in whatever he thinks. And whatever is required for the future citizens of the world, I'm not talking about MediaShala because the vision is that the students who are there with us are going to be the future citizens of the planet. So that kind of agency, that kind of ownership the children need to develop. And it does get developed through the kind of exciting curriculum, the learning experiences that we create for them in the schools. And this is an initiative and a step towards creating that. So through pandemic, I think we have all lived and seen what is most important to survive or to be successful in any time, in any place, and we did realize that it's the general human skills, 21st centuries that we call them, critical thinking, creative thinking, collaboration, working together. So all those things, how do we address these things and equip our children to be responsible, balanced, international-minded learners for tomorrow? So keeping those things in mind, this new vertical of future skills and sustainability, which has been working for the last 3-4 years now with us in the technical space, in the STEM area, where the children make projects for social issues. Anything that is looked at as an issue, as a challenge, the children think about that, and whatever they have learned in theory in their classrooms, they put it into practice and create projects, which are very, very valued projects, right? And the students, parents, community, everybody, very exciting, meaningful, and developing students in the direction that our entire national education policy looks at, with Indian ethos and essence and sense in place in the Indian context for our neighborhood communities. Now this particular vertical that is added, Media Shala, all kudos to Jasmita and the team, and of course the direction from the senior management. Here I see this is going to address our again, one of the very essential key features of our policy again, which says skill development plus interdisciplinary. Because media will bring in convergence of all disciplines. Media is going to address everything, social problems, scientific, everything comes into. So it's going to be a platform where the children are going to think through and present the creates an impactful experience for everyone. So there I feel Media Shala is going to play a very, very responsible role, and And when I look at these bright children who are so concerned with the latest national and international issues, so I look forward to exciting curriculum that the team has prepared, and the experienced people who are going to be engaged with this platform are going to make it worthwhile, very meaningful, very enjoyable, interesting, and in the interest of society. So I wish all the best. Congratulations to everyone who's being a part of it and those who are not a part of it. And Ekta Raman also I would like to welcome and say my thanks to her partner as well, our own radio MediaShala partners here. So thank you very much everyone, and congratulations to team MRIS14 for being the first in place. But ultimately it's going to be part of MediaShala schools. And I'm very happy to see this young girl here who has been part of MediaShala, and now she's an entrepreneur. So I've already invited her to 18th August. And just small information to you all, we are holding a fest on 18th of August, just highlighting this at how MediaShala looks at things and how we are part of platforms at the international level. So this is POP.
Welcoming such a wide array of guests today. I can see all stars over here. Thank you so much everybody for coming in. And I take this opportunity to welcome Ms. Richa and Ms. Lyndee. I like the way you're holding your stole. My children will really love it, you know, the scene like that. I know. We'll do something about it. Thank you, Amit sir, and welcome for coming in today. And I also extend a warm welcome to Deepika ma'am, our Executive Director, Sanjay sir, the Vice Chancellor at the University. Mandal, thank you so much, sir, for coming in. Members of our PTA group, thank you so much for coming in and being a part of this community. Thank you, Suchitra ma'am. And most important, Sayogita ma'am, thank you ma'am so much for being here with us always. Members of the media, members of our academic excellence team, Anila, our lovely alumni, and our members from other MediaShala schools, thank you so much for coming in, and my lovely children here. You all made this evening really special with your presence. Thank you so much. You know, we were all waiting for this day, that when are we going to launch MediaShala, and so much effort has gone in. Thank you, Jasmita, Swati, and Rishabh, and Ria for making it happen. And I would like to just say something about MediaShala 14 for the people who are here. MediaShala has a very progressive approach, and we keep challenging ourselves to start new verticals every year. And this is the latest in our edition of our curriculum, our ever-evolving pedagogy. And like Matt was talking, it is actually a cross-collaboration of various disciplines where we bring in, you know, and MediaShala is one place where all the disciplines can, you know, get into culmination, and people from industry can come in and talk to the children in their classrooms. If I tell something about MediaShala, we've had wonderful results year after year, and the academic rigor is prevalent from the results that the children have brought in, and the way they've cracked all the competitive exams, be it NEET, be it CLAT. Two of my children came today, they got into NIFT and NID. I'm really proud of all those children. We have an amazing Future Skills and Sustainability program which ma'am was talking about, which has the MediaShala as well as the MakerShala. And in MakerShala, the Techno Planet as we used to call it previously, children have adopted technology as a great learning tool. And they have excelled in, you know, in robotics, in Formula One, car racing, and other projects, not only at the national level, but at the international level also. If we talk of sports, we have an amazing sports academy, and if time permits, I would really want you to come and have a look at our sports academy. Trained coaches, we have professional coaches, the best of coaches from all over the world, interactions with the, you know, stalwarts from the sports industry, from great sports people, and children have won
accolades in the sport, in all sports, be it badminton, be it table tennis, be it swimming, be it shooting, and they've reached up to all levels. So we have a lovely sports academy and children love going there. I don't know, I think we all wish that we could join school again and be a part of MediaShala, MediaShala, the sports academy, and relive our childhood and enjoy all these things once again. Our children also take part in
outreach programs, and they connect with the not so privileged sections of the society. So whether it's helping them in building skills or collecting funds through crowdfunding, they are really reaching out to all the segments of the society. We have a beautiful inclusive education program where we have children with special needs incorporated into the mainstream, and everybody learns to live and grow together. Our PAVA is a beautiful setup. You must see the sculpture room, the art rooms, and you've just seen the dance. So be it Western, Indian, fusion, they all love doing it. MediaShala, yes, this is another step forward where we are looking to find in our classrooms the advertisers, the storytellers like Jasmita was saying, the podcasters, the film producers, the journalists, and we really wish that the children are very excited about this program, and so are we, and I hope they all do well and they come out with flying colors. So thank you once again, each one of you, for coming in, for making it happen, and for making our school event so very special. Thank you everyone, and a big thank you to the MediaShala team once again. Thank you Swati, Jasmita, Richa, and Ria. Thank you so much, and God bless each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So now we come to the most exciting part of the day for me, because I would like to tell you a little bit more about the MediaShala team, which is super proud to tell you. I don't think they will really actively be able to come here, but I'm sure they'll wave from wherever they are right now managing the show today. So we have with us Richa Jain. He's an independent filmmaker and writer who has been an expert instructor in filmmaking and photography for over 7 years. He's trained over 5,000 students and has produced children's films that have won accolades around the world in international film festivals. Currently, he's a filmmaking expert and pretty much the master of all for us. Thank you, Rishabh, for being a very integral part of the team for us. There is Ria Arora with us. So, Ria is an independent photographer and visual storyteller with an enriching experience of teaching filmmaking to school students. She herself is an alumni of MCRC Jamia, and she holds a journalism degree also from the University of Delhi. She is currently taking the journalism module for our students at MediaShala, after which she will also go on to teaching them the nuances of filmmaking.
Ria, for being a part of the team. Now, Abhinav Sen Malhotra, the newest member in the family of MediaShala. Abhinav started his profession
at 19. I have no idea how, because I was still studying, but clearly he had already started working then, which is amazing. He's gathered a variety of skills and knowledge over the last 11 years in his career of filmmaking and visual communications. He's a cinema graduate from the Asian School of Media Studies and holds a specialized degree in direction. He is currently teaching filmmaking and journalism to our students here. Now, a vision and strategy is something that can exist very easily on paper in our minds. But is that really enough? The long-term key to success is always execution, day by day, every day. This statement pretty much for me summarizes the lead for the MediaShala verticals across our schools, Swati Verma, who usually does not like to be in front of the camera, but here she is. With a career spanning over 15 years, Swati has been associated with the best in the English news genre. She has in-depth experience in broadcast journalism and design communication, during which time she has spearheaded multiple elections, budgets, sporting events with the biggest television anchors today. Swati, I'd like to now hand over to Swati to tell us more about our plan for the vertical.
Good evening. I'm very nervous. Yeah, for somebody who was watching TV for so many years, I just don't like the camera for some reason. And so thank you very much for having me here, for giving me this opportunity. After 15 years, I think the only workspace I knew was which was loud, which had a lot of anger in it, and where people were in small boxes. But this is such a huge change, a paradigm shift. And I think today I complete 4 months in Manavlachna, and I think it couldn't have been better with all the long days, long hours. But now that it is all culminated, I'm extremely, extremely grateful. Thank you. So the plan for this year is, as we all know, there are 3 schools that we are piloting with: MRIS14, MRIS14, and MRIS46 program. Today we are here. We will be doing the same ceremony very soon for the rest of the 2 schools as well. We are planning to teach 3 things in this academic year. First is journalism and podcasting. So a small segment on anchoring. So this year we're going to be dealing with news anchoring. The second vertical within Media Shala is filmmaking and photography. And the third one is visual design communication, which includes things like your logo making, making a banner, meme making, which I'm sure a lot of kids will enjoy, because every open house I went to, everybody's like, I want to learn how to make memes. So these are the 3 things that we are aiming to teach this year. For the next academic year, we are going to expand to other grades apart from the grade 7th, which is the pilot grade for this year, and plan to take it to all the 8 MRI schools and not just the 3. So yes, I'm going to hand it over to Jasmita. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
This year, not really. We also have this year what we call the Media Shala Club Council. Now this is a really exciting opportunity that we've tried to put together for students across grades 9 to 12, where they come together to learn, mentor, and own the media and design communication space for their respective schools. So in this case, the students of grade 9 to 12 of MRIS14. What we've done here to create a community of creators really amongst them is that we've defined roles such as graphic design, video editing, content writing, social media management, live streaming, and videography. So, in fact, very proud to say that one of our council members is the official live streamer today, completely on Streamlabs, of course mentored by our instructors. So, can we have like the biggest round of applause for this team that creates and manages the Media Shala pages. Himakshi, Yashika, Sanya, come on guys, come on stage. Naisa, Keshav, Devansh, Arshia, Mehul, Vivan, Samarth, Mishti, and Mahia. So we have the entire team that, like I said, creates content for the students, created by the students. So very, very proud of this one achievement that we have, where we will have our students talk about Media Shala, what it means to them on digital handles as they go around creating the buzz that we really need. So I'd like to now invite Sanya to come and address.
Good evening. It is a cool platform. It allows us to travel the world. it inspires us, it is visual.
But most importantly, it's more personal than in comparison to any other social media platform. Yes, I'm talking about Instagram, and me, I'm Sanya, and I'm going to handle the Instagram
account of Media Shala. As an ardent writer and part of the content writing team, I will also be observing and giving an account of all the things happening in Media Shala in the form of beautiful stories.
Recently told me something about one of the most widely used social media platforms being created on the playground. Hello everyone, I'm Naisa, just setting up my Twitter to handle Media Shala's official account. Looking forward to promote its idea of futuristic learning by creating trends and learning to communicate effectively into story characters.
Whenever you see a movie, you may like it or dislike it. But the one thing that fascinates all of you are the beautiful visuals in it. So, I am Saman Bhargav, class 11B Einstein. I'll be handling video storytelling, aka videography. I'll be making videos, montages, and be finding the most beautiful camera angles. And a lot of it. Thank you.
I'm Media Shala of class 11 Edward General. I'm pretty sure we all have seen Reels. But did you guys know that Instagram gives us an opportunity to make 30-second videos called Reels? They are very interactive than Instagram posts. There are also 3 types of Reels: informative, entertaining, and remixes. So I am the chief 3D creator of our school, and I will be communicating with the help of Reels and the help of engaging content. Thank you.
Thank you all of you, and we'll see you on Discord. May I now invite Dr. Shalini Bindra, currently the Vice Principal of Senior School, MediaShala International School 14, someone who affirms that potential learners should be provided with a rich learning experience through a dynamic approach, and someone who always picks.
Thank you, Shalini ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Jasmita ma'am, for such kind words. A very good evening and a
revered guests of the day and my dear students present here for the inauguration of Media Shala. We are truly honored and elated to have the galaxy of luminaries amidst us today on this momentous occasion. Being associated with MediaShala, I take pride in sharing with each one of you that MediaShala has always been a front runner in all educational innovation. MediaShala is one of its kind that is bound to offer unmatched
students. Since we are talking everything about students, and whatever we do in school is all
students, I would like to share with you a beautiful quote about children, which says, while we teach our children all about life, our children teach us what life is all about. We have talked so much about media. My students standing here in front of you, handling various portfolios, have spoken about what they would be doing. The mentors have talked about what we have been doing. I have with me today students from various diverse fields who will be talking about their experiences, and we will get to know their perspectives about the role of media. Can I have all the students here? Can we extend a huge round of applause to all of them? Anina ma'am, can we also have you here?
very proudly I introduce Anila Bansal. She is our alumnus from the year 2014. A short introduction about all the panelists, the young panelists that we have today. I begin by introducing the budding author and an ace scholar, Sejal Talwar. Sejal is an 11th grader of our school and has recently penned down an interesting story for the anthology Sequent, which is MediaShala's in-house publication. Not only this, Sejal has recently published her own book, Miracle Magic, and truly she has spun magic with the book. We welcome you, Sejal. Our next panelist is the environment crusader, writer, avid reader, Gunme Marwa. This little champ has his
YouTube channel where he discusses plants and encourages the audience to take up organic farming. Gunme has also authored the book Chronology of FIFA Russian World Cup 2018 and is one of the co-authors of the book Sequent. We welcome you.
Next, we have Aryan Jain, a prolific MUN enthusiast, debater, and a great public speaker. He has won numerous awards as a delegate and has published research articles too. We welcome you, Aryan, to this panel. We also have with us Ashnur Kaur, the national inline hockey champion of our school, who is not just a passionate player, but also has won many accolades in the sport at the national level. We welcome you, Ashnur. Another promising budding writer is here who has taken the writing world by storm by being the world's youngest series writer at the age of 11. Vani Rawal, dear audience, has penned the book Capri's 23 Days of Christmas, which is the first in the series of 2 books. We welcome you, Vani. Next, I would like to introduce
from grade 12, who is also a tech wizard. He has worked on various projects such as Energizer and the FarmBot, which has won
national quest. I'm sure you'll have a lot to share today, Ansh. Welcome you. And here is the proud alumnus, Ms. Anila Bansal. I'm sure you will be really elated, Anila, being back to your school. Anila is the founder and the CEO of Pehchan Faridabad NGO, which is the first digital media house in Faridabad. She is currently pursuing her doctorate in mass communication from MediaShala International University. Anila has recently been felicitated with Indira Gandhi Mahila Shakti Award for her groundbreaking work. We welcome you, Anila. With the entire panel here, I would like to begin the discussion by asking you, Sejal. Sejal, can you just wave so that we know? Yes. Sejal, do you agree that advertising plays a crucial role in promoting anything? After your book, Miracle Magic, was published, what was the next step? If you could just share with the audience.
Well, first of all, ma'am, thank you for such a glowing introduction on all our behalf. And to answer your question, yes, I do agree that advertising plays a crucial role in promoting anything, be it, programs, products, or even social issues. Since humans are social creatures who can easily be influenced by the surroundings, advertising, in my opinion, is the best way to reach people and to create awareness. Before my book Miracle Magic was launched, my publishing house released teaser articles and posts talking about me and my book. I mean, they had been crystal clear since day one that advertising and promoting is the key for this to be a successful book. Even after it was launched, they did a Q&A live stream with me, in which they basically interviewed me so that the public in general could know more about me and the book. Soon after, I also contacted the school, who helped promote my book by posting on the school's social media platform and also the website. I have to admit that all this advertising and promotion really helped with the sales of my book, it being sold out twice on Amazon. Well, in the end, I would just say that in today's fast-moving and unforeseeable world, success is something that comes with twice more effort than it did before the world advanced. And media, I believe, will always
Thank you, Sejal. I truly agree. One needs to be adept when it comes to handling media responsibly. With this, Sejal, can I request you to take the discussion further?
Yes, of course, ma'am. Media design. The moment I talk about it, as a student, I'm intrigued to delve further into the intrinsic role that it plays in our lives. And as students, are we affected and do we care? Yes, we do. Every bit we do. And due to my innate fascination with all of your respective fields and interests, there are some questions I would like to ask you. Is that okay? Okay. So first up, Gunme, tell us, how do you feel media has helped you in your outreach? Do you really think digital media has taken over print media significantly?
Well, I started my YouTube channel 4 years back when I was 8. I had developed an interest in gardening and horticulture and wanted to share and encourage others to take up this amazing hobby. Media, particularly social media, has helped me greatly in this. Had I tried to physically spread my message, till now I would have reached only about 100 people maybe. But through my YouTube channel, I have reached over 2 lakh views across the world. In my answer to the second question, I would say that digitalization has touched all aspects of our life, including media. Digital media is quicker and can reach more people. In my case, digital media has helped me influence people across the globe without any geographical boundaries. Seeing is believing. If I had published something instead of creating a YouTube channel, it would not have reached as many people, and not everyone would have completely believed it. However, when I show my people how I garden, they completely trust and believe me. If I can do it, so can they. So, in my opinion, I would say that digital media is truly beneficial to the world.
I totally second that, Gunme. I really do. Well, now, Aryan, tell us, based on your sojourn throughout MUN participation, how far do you really think?
Thank you, Sejal, for that intriguing question. Before answering it, Ashnoor, I would like to ask you, what do you do when you wake up in the morning?
I usually
Of the newspaper.
Well, and for me, holidays start in the afternoon.
I think I can agree with you on that one, and I'm way too lazy to go down to get a newspaper to read. But yes, I'm also inclined towards just opening a news portal on my phone to read news.
So in the morning, I go to the park for a round, and that really refreshes me.
Well, the most common answer to this would be the usual one. Getting up, getting ready, going to school and all that. I do all that too. However, the way I really like to start my morning is by taking a walk in my garden and usually reading the newspaper.
Well, the answers clearly show that media does play an integral part in our lives. Media, for me, in its truest form, acts as a unifying factor in our country. People from diverse backgrounds, diverse cultures, and even in the remotest of the villages have the opportunity to read a daily newspaper. This is the true power that media has today. It is reaching the lives of thousands of people every day. Throughout my journey in MUNs and debating, I have realized the immense potential media provides us, not just to become informative about our surroundings, but also in raising our voices regarding key global issues like climate change, gender equality, etc. In the past 4 years since I have been doing MUNs, media has become my go-to source for research and analysis. It has also helped me in developing creative habits so that I can express my views freely. Even in my endeavors of research writing on diversity and inclusion in organizations, media has provided me.
Let us clearly ease the process. In the 21st century, social media particularly plays a pivotal role. it allows even the newer generations and younger generations to access information on a very easy basis. Even youth-led organizations today are rising. A good friend of mine of class 12th in the school itself, Ved Maheshwari, started his organization known as Credence Foundation. Through that foundation, we are helping people in social welfare by educating them on a weekly basis, and this is all due to the powers of social media. One important thing I would like to address through this particular platform is that youth today are getting misrepresented. People think that youth today are wasting
the resources judicially, but I believe that youth today have the power to reach the top. We have our opinions and the zeal to change the world, and that can be done with the help of media. So the fusion between youth and media is very important in today's age. So finally, to conclude, I would like to say that youth today must use media platforms to the best of their abilities for their overall personality development and for the collective good as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Adi, for sharing that genuine perspective. Now, Arshman, you're a sports person, right? So tell me, how does it feel being at the center of media attention? You know, how far do you really think that the media can go to scrutinize the lives of sports persons?
Well, media has played a very crucial role in my life. Inline hockey is my passion, and there's nothing I hold above that. I remember the 2018, 2020 and 2021 national tournament when our team won gold in all the three tournaments. And the amount of appreciation we received is unforgettable. Media coverage, interviews gave us much encouragement, and the outpouring of wishes was inexplicable. So yes, media does scrutinize our lives quite closely, but then it only means that you're a coveted champion, right? Being a sports person, I've experienced both the positive and negative sides of media. I remember the 2019 national tournament held in Visakhapatnam when our team won a bronze medal, and the amount of criticism and hatred we received still freaks me out. This because that was the first time in history that a team from Haryana won not a gold, not a silver, but a bronze medal. But I think it's all in the learning process. I feel if you serve the community in any way, being a teacher, a doctor, a writer, a player, people would definitely want to know about you. All I would say is, media has always been a pillar of motivation for me. And anyone who says that sunshine brings happiness, only sunshine brings happiness, has never danced in the rain.
I definitely agree with you on that, Manoj. I mean, as the saying goes, it takes both rain and sunshine to make a rainbow, right? So, despite the problems that may exist in media, I think that it is very crucial on a noted development. In this regard, Ansh, could you please share with us that how media can be a more ethical and reliable institution for people?
Sure, Sejal. So, as I start, social media is a very fundamental part of our lives, and we are connected together, right? Now, if I talk about myself, I am an avid social media user, connected to my friends and my society too. Earlier this year, when I visited the MR University to take part in a tech fest, I was so impressed by this media that it helped me gain the reach of a much larger audience as I would have. After this wonderful experience, I marked the beginning of a tech web page. I plan to share my knowledge and my opinions there. We, by the help of our special an artificial intelligence system that is capable of keeping a check on the facts. On a personal level, I believe that we can watch our opinions by writing blogs and even creating some short videos. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your experiences, Ansh. Now I'm very excited to ask you a question, Vani, since I'm a writer as well. So tell me, when you were penning down your book, your insight into the world of writing may have for certain exposed you to the role digital media and print media played. So how easy or difficult was it to get the book published?
So it was very difficult. Throughout my writing journey, I realized that it's not only one person contributing towards a book, but there are actually many people. For example, take my book, Kathy's 23 Days of Christmas. So for that, we had to find a formatter, an illustrator, illustrator, someone to get it on Amazon, and a publishing house. So it was very hectic. I can rightly say today that writing a book was way much easier than compiling it.
I think I can relate to that, Mani. I have one more question for you. When it comes to reading books, like where do you think our world is shifting? Towards physical books or e-books?
So, according to the young readers in today's youth, they find it much easier to read by the printed books because firstly they're eye-friendly and secondly they give us a more fun-filling experience because if we read e-books we feel like it's just a digital screen, but when that book is in our hands we can actually relate to what the author is trying to say, and we've seen this in various surveys as well. Being an author, I also looked at various surveys before publishing my book.
I'm so glad someone also prefers physical books more than e-books. Right, now, Alina Ma, our school alumni and school senior who is here amongst us after so long. So the question I have for you is that, how can social organizations make the best use of media platforms to engage people and create awareness?
First of all, I'm just so glad to be back at my school. It feels like I'm back in future, but with all creativity and all extraordinary things over here. I'm just so glad to all my teachers, my principal and Amit sir. Thank you so much for having me here. Also, Deepika ma'am, thank you so much for having me here. And coming back to your question, Sejal, I'm just so blown away with all the kids on the panel. They're so good. I can't even imagine. They have been so good. I am being nervous around them. I'm just.
I was just holding back कि मेरा chance आएगा and I have to question and I have to be like. So coming back to your question, social media these days have a very huge power in itself. Everybody wants to get viral. Like मेरे को viral करा दो यार, बस viral हो जाए मेरी
Star बन जाऊँ day to day. But it comes with a lot of responsibility as well, because you have to present all the facts and things around it so that everything is really on place. Like you cannot miss a point that which is wrong and place it in front of the audience, because audience knows everything these days. They are more out there and they know everything, so you need to be very careful with what you are presenting to the world, because if you're not good with it and you're not creative with it, nobody is going to watch your content. And when I was building my own NGO, which creates creative classes for underprivileged students, they were very neat creating content. They wanted to create reels, they wanted to create posts and everything, and I was shocked. I was like, how come they know about all these things? Because it's so wide these days. Everybody has a phone, everybody knows how to create content, everybody knows how to be on YouTube, to start a channel, but what you are showing on it, it's really, really crucial these days. You have to gain a lot of knowledge and then only you can present it to the world.
I think I agree with you on that one. Content is literally the most important part of being out there. So I think that's it. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed this discussion and I really hope our audience found.
With that, I would like to pass the mic back to our Vice Principal, ma'am.
Thank you, Sejal, and thank you all the students here in the panel. I must say I was rapt listening, and I'm sure I could see the expressions on your face as well. In the end, I would just like to quote one of the sayings from one of the world's greatest leaders, Nelson Mandela. And he said, "It always seems impossible till it's done." Well, it's done. Sir, for such a futuristic vision, MediaShala, great child, and we thank you and we assure you to keep up your expectations and come up to the level and do very well with all the students. Thank you, Sayovita ma'am, and the entire team, Rachna ma'am, Varun sir, working towards the curriculum. Thank you, Jasmita ma'am, and the entire team, Swati, Risha, Priya, all of you. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you, ma'am. I think I agree with our alumnus here that the children are just very, very, very smart and very aware. It was absolutely a delight to listen to them. Thank you for this. May I now invite Lyndee to come and address the audience, post which we have a little bit of a rapid fire questioning that we'd like to do for you, after which we'll come to Richa as well. Lyndee, please, request you to address.
Hello, hi y'all. I'm from Texas and our usual greeting is y'all. So it was with delight that I moved to Bombay and found everybody says y'all. It's the only other place in the world that people use the second person singular, plural, sorry, y'all, which is great because it's better than yous guys, which is what they say in New York. So I want to ask people here today, how many people have been stuck in traffic in the last month? How many of those people enjoy being stuck in traffic? Oh, 2 hands, 3, okay, all right, outliers. How many people here recently washed dishes or cleaned their bedrooms in the last month? You're lucky over there. You don't wash your dishes or clean the bathroom or bedroom, okay. How many people have gone for a walk in the park in the last few weeks? Awesome. How many people enjoyed it? That's right. Great. How many people know what podcasts are? How many people listened to podcasts while they were doing any of those activities? Awesome. But not enough hands going up, really, when you think about it. Because if you don't like washing the dishes, even though you say you never do, you probably
don't like being stuck in traffic, then why not distract yourself, not by looking at your phone, but listening to your phone? I'm a little curious, though, if everybody really knows what a podcast is. Does other people, actually, you might not want to raise your hand, but let me just tell you.
People think podcasts are YouTube videos. And it's true that we watch YouTube videos kind of like with the way we watch TV, which is it's on, but we're not really watching it. And that's why channels try desperately hard to get your attention by flashing things the entire time, right? To get your attention, because nobody's really watching, they're listening. Well, a podcast is audio only. It's basically what we would have called in the old days radio. And it is screen-free entertainment and information. So before I probably only have another minute or two before I wrap up and talk about journalism and media in general, I just want to say podcasts are a great tool for children and adults alike for passing time, being informed, and being entertained. So that's
and it's a weekly news podcast, and it is for kids, but a lot of adults like it too because maybe they're sick of the depressing news, which I think is going to feed into the next guest as well. We do a lot of news that is pressing and important, but we also do a lot of news that is just darn interesting, that doesn't make it to mainstream media, because mainstream media is obsessed with politics and maybe economics. So there's a lot happening out there. It could be science news, tech news, culture news, space, sports, and that's what we're doing at Newsy Paloozy, and it's something you can listen to while you're driving or walking or washing your dishes. And just as a last little push for podcasts, there are entertainment podcasts and informative podcasts. While Newsy Paloozy might be an informative podcast, there are loads of podcasts out there that are like books or
mindfulness or just about crazy sci-fi fiction. So there really is the full gamut out there. And for the students that want to get into podcasting or media, what do you think is the #1 thing you need? Content, but before content, you need curiosity. So if you're the kind of person that walks past the classroom and wonders why that teacher is talking to that teacher, because you heard they didn't like each other, or why the lights are shut off on that side of the building, but they're on this side of the building, or why the carrot that you had for lunch had no taste. These are questions. This is curiosity, and those questions answered makes content. And if you're interested in things like that, then you're going to be interested in a media program. And well done to this school for introducing it to kids and kids at a young age. Thanks a lot.
Lyndee, just wait for a minute. Can I please ask Richa to join us on stage?
Are we sitting? Are we standing?
Let's see.
I can do either. I don't know why.
No, that's fine. However you're comfortable. We can do this. Let's see. So it's just a series of quick questions that I'm going to ask you, and you can answer as fast as you can. Nobody's timing you right now, and we're just doing this as just a fun conversation, and probably something valuable could come out of this that the students would really appreciate. So, are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm not sure if is the mic picking me up or not. Oh, there we go.
Yep, now it is.
Otherwise, I can shout.
Okay, so the first question is, what was the high point of your career? Share an interesting anecdote.
Ooh, okay. Well, I suppose one of the high points of my career was when I was on a plane full of Benazir Bhutto supporters. She was leaving
Pakistan, and it was the most chaotic plane journey I have ever been on, without a doubt. Nobody was listening to the flight attendants. Everybody was up in the aisle. And when Madam G came down, it was as if, I don't know, like Taylor Swift or whoever walked down the aisle. Everybody was going gaga for her. And I will have to say, as I was there trying my best also to get questions, because there were fans and journalists, I have to say, she did look at me and she said, I'm going to answer your question because you're a woman and all these men are butting in front of you. And I was like, okay. So she was giving equal opportunity to her fans and to the press, and that was a pretty cool experience.
That sounds pretty cool. Isn't it cool? Okay, so here's the next question. Do you still read the newspaper? One word that you would use to differentiate digital news and printed news.
Yes, and dirty fingers. I love print, but I've always been annoyed by the dirty fingers of newspapers. So I do it mix.
Yeah, the ink smudge really has another scent when it comes from the paper.
Yes.
Right. So, what is one trait every student should have if they want to make a career in media?
Ooh, well, I already said my secret top tip, curiosity. So I'll sneak another one in and just say determination.
Determination.
Yeah, you can't give up. And you don't go into it because you're going to get paid that much either, unless you have no scruples.
So here's another one. One anchor that you admire and one anchor that you would not tune into.
Ooh, very tricky. Am I blushing? Oh, I don't think this is very politic for me to say. Well, I'll take it to America, shall I?
Sure.
I'll take it to America because I still work in India and live. So I will say, oh, this is tough because, okay, everybody's different, everybody has their own opinions, but I can't stand people who are mean and crass and rude, and so I would not be listening to Tucker Carlson. Whether I agree with his opinions or not, I don't think he's a very nice person.
Yep.
And you might be left, right of center, left of center on planet Mars, but have some dignity and be polite. So that would be my no. My yes, you know, there's those that are out there that are good. I think I'll just keep it at this first part of your question.
All right, let's keep it on the hush-hush then.
Yes.
All right. Great. So here's another one. If you could advise Twitter to introduce a new feature, what would it be?
More characters?
Yes, we always run out of them. We always do. All right, so yeah, everybody, you like the answers of Miss Lyndee? Students? Yeah, all right, let's hear a round of applause for her. Alright, thank you very much. You did awesome. Yeah, you did. You did the applause. Thank you. Thank you.
We unfortunately don't have a hamper, that's all. May I now invite Richa, please come and address the audience.
Lyndee has actually set the stage buzzing. Thank you for setting the momentum. So, like she referred to, how many of you like to watch television news? I come from the world of television. I've been on national television for 18 years. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a very, very low number if we consider the strength of this audience. Am I right? And what are the obvious reasons for that? Anybody? I'm sure we all are interested in news, but we still don't watch it. Yes, please.
Because there's a lot of hatred and not enough of positive news.
Bang on, I was actually keen to listen to this without saying this. Being a part of media, I would not like to say this, but I agree with you. Totally, I can't agree more. A lot of hatred, a lot of negativity, if I were to put it in the right perspective, and that is something that is bothering not just you, me, but millions and millions of Indians out there. And that is what has taken away a big chunk of television viewers, despite they wanting to consume television news, but because of the hatred and negativity and all that we do not want, that uninspiring thing, people don't watch. And that was the reason I was inspired to start Achhi Khabar, which is a good news platform, to dish out that news that people would like to watch and feel good about. Life and India is not so negative as it seems to be in our news. That was the reason. And there are a lot of good things happening, like Media Shala is one of it, though it's at a small scale, at a school level, but there are so many good things happening that do not get our notice and attention because it doesn't get the space it deserves. Our mainstream media does not have the space to give coverage to positive news because it's biased, sensational, agenda-driven, and blah, blah, blah. So that is the reason positive news matters.
Began Achhi Khabar after having been at NDTV for more than 15 years. I felt that people need it, and I'm glad that it's being liked. I would like you all also to explore it digitally. It's a digital social media platform.
Inspiration, which talks about positivity in life. Anything else you want me to say? As far as Media Shala, it's a very nice initiative. I loved the way it is crafted, the way it is designed, and it is also needed. Why is this needed? I would like to share my perspective on it. Because consuming media is a double-edged sword. Why do I say that? You need a lot of responsibility and understanding also what is being given to you.
Are agenda driven. Kids, teenagers may not be intelligent enough to understand what it actually means. They might just take it at face value. So we need initiatives like these to help us differentiate between what's good, what's not, to help us understand the nuances of content. Now everybody is into content generation. Whether you belong to media or not,
people are doing so well on digital media, on YouTube, on Instagram. They do not have media background, but they are excelling, they are making huge gains out of it. So if this kind of thing happens at the school level, I think our students would get that proper training and perspective to how to understand media, how to work into media if they want to be media professionals later into life. And will also give them a very important glimpse into what goes into making a media. What does it take to work in news? It is not all glamour. It's a lot of hard work, lot of sweat. Every day is a new day in news. Every day you have to do your homework. It's not a 9-to-5 job.
So if kids get exposed to content writing, to video production, to news anchoring, to graphics, to several other things, I'm sure they'll get to understand that what they might be fascinated with generally from the outside is a totally different thing when they come inside. So I think that kind of education would be provided under initiatives like these, and my congratulations to the MediaShala group, Mr. Aman Thalla and the entire team. A wonderful initiative, and I wish all the students a very best of luck to all of them for their future. And I hope, and I was listening to their talk, amazing. The kids are too smart beyond our imagination. Congratulations once again.
Thank you. Can I request you to take the hot seat, Richa?
Okay, that was although there's no all right, okay, the mic is working. Yeah, so there's no cheating here because basically they're somewhat similar, the same.
The answers and could be very interesting. That could be very interesting, because now, as when we asked about the anchors, she chose the American ones. Now we expect some Indian ones from you for sure. But right now, let's come to the first question. And the first question would be, what was the high point of your career? And if you could share an interesting anecdote.
There are many actually. But one was when Barkha Dutt went to cover some very important event in J&K to some mountain areas where our forces were working. So one of the Jawans told her that we watch Richa's bulletin every day in the morning, tell her this. I was so happy about it. It actually made my day. You know, somebody wakes sitting in far-flung areas of near Siachen, and they being regular viewers and appreciating my work. And though I quit television around 2 years back, but I still get to meet people who would say that we've followed you for years, we've grown up seeing you on television. So it gives a very fulfilling, feeling that, yes, the work is remembered. I think that's a high point. That's a kind of legacy.
Sure is. We're all big fans.
Thank you so much.
So the next question: do you still read the newspaper? One word to differentiate digital news and printed news.
No, I don't. Frankly, I don't. Because I think digital has taken over for me, as for a lot of us. Digital is far more quicker. You get all the updates. But yes, print has a depth. But now since I'm not on television, I do not need to go like I used to earlier. Earlier, I used to completely chartify, if I would say, chartify the newspapers, because they would give that editorial, they would give that depth that you would not get anywhere else. But yes, nowadays I'm totally on digital, because I'm also a founder and CEO of a digital channel. So print consumption is quite less for me, frankly and honestly.
See, all of us, we're all here eco-friendly. So we're all switching to digital as well. That's great.
And all the print media are also digital, by the way, right? All the news publications, all the television channels, everybody's already on digital and competing in the digital space. Yeah.
All right, that we do agree on, that we are all digital now and we are moving to a digital age where digital news is everything. That's a great answer, ma'am. So here's another one. One anchor that you admire, one anchor that you would not tune into.
I would answer the second part of your question for obvious reasons. I think a lot of you can take names because I run a good news platform, so I would not do or say anything negative against anybody. But as far as the positive one, yeah, the one anchor I would say I really admired is Dr. Prunal Roy. We've all grown up seeing him. The kind of dignity he brings to the television screen is something that, I've always
always aspired to. So he's somebody I've always looked up to.
That's something that we also admire, and that's a truly remarkable anchor right there, who we've all grown up watching. I have not grown up watching, but I've seen his clips here and there, and I'm sure that all of the students here who are interested in journalism might have. Now,
let me share one thing. When I joined NDTV in 2005, and I did my first bulletin as an anchor, he came up to me to my desk where I was sitting, and he said, you did really well. That was a big thing. The chairman of the company coming to a new person who's joined just a few days back, and pepping them. So he's one of the most grounded news personalities I've seen.
And I mean that could be one of the high points in your life. Like you listed one of the high points, that could be one of the other high points. Amazing. So here's another question. Now this is purely digital. If you could advise Twitter to introduce a new feature, what would it be?
Edit. A lot of people would be saved, I think.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. Okay, so everybody, did we like the answers that Ms. Richa here answered? Yeah? Alright. Alright, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Richa. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Richa. Thank you so much, Richa and Lyndee. That was quite exciting. My favorite was, of course, the rapid fire. Nice and snappy. So interesting. Thank you for that. Before I move on to the formal inauguration now by Dr. Amit Bhalla and the dignitaries, I would like to invite sir on stage. A few words before that, sir. The Vice President of MediaShala Educational Institutions, and someone who believes that the most promising part of education here at MediaShala is the outcome. He believes that our programs are the gateway to a promising future, and our students graduate as career-ready professionals, entering sectors that are high in demand. Request Dr. Amit Bhalla, the person who truly lives the word innovation and ensures we all will do. Please address us.
Good evening, everyone. It is very difficult to be the last one and then speak. Because all of you have, I think, covered the entire essence and have spoken about everything what MediaShala and what these youngsters are doing. So first of all, my congratulations to our MediaShala students. Whenever I get an opportunity to interact and see what our students are doing, it gives me goosebumps, and it also gives me another task. When I see that where they have reached, so we have to create an ecosystem which will take them ahead. So that is another task what every event we pick up and we learn. Thank you, Lyndee and Richa, for sparing your time, Dr. Sanjay Srivastava for being here, our school principals, directors, the entire MediaShala team, our students, faculty from other MediaShala branches, parents representatives, and Jasmita and the entire team here and the host school for making this happen. We created this physical space almost 3 years back when we created this area for life skills. So it was waiting for this day for last almost 3 years, because we were contemplating what to do, what not to do here. Pre-COVID, most of us, as parents, whenever we used to see our kids working on their devices, we always used to give them a difficult look. That, why are you on the devices? Please go out and play and do something else. The same father, the same mother, our job was to ensure that the iPads are charged, the laptops are charged, the camera is working. We also used to tell them, you're not looking nice, please select a nice background if you're doing an online class. So our roles changed. And all of us as parents also accepted that working with the device seeing what is happening around the world in a constructive way is not bad. It helps you to enhance your learning, it helps you to grow. So we could see the shape and color of Media Shala, what all we will be doing. So the editorial team here, they showcased what all roles you people have to execute. My only suggestion to all of you will be that please use this as a constructive tool. First, work on the content. If you have the right content, if your homework is perfect, you can create something which is really good, something which is really amazing. As was being said by our alumni that, you know, everybody wants ki bas kuch viral ho jaye. So yes, there are a lot of good things, there are also a lot of bad things. So please see what content you are working, why you are working, what is the outcome of doing that research. So a small news article or small video clip which we see for few seconds or few minutes has a lot of back-end work which goes in. So like I always hear from a lot of faculty members, one 40-minute session means at least 4 hours of work. Same is the case with this. A 3-minute video will take at least a day for what you want to do, why you want to do. As Lyndee was saying, curiosity. You will have to be very, very curious. Why this? Why not this? Continue that spirit and utilize what has been created here. I'm sure that this will facilitate the learning, the expressions, how and what we as citizens want to communicate. There was a time when we always used to say that मेरी कोई सुनता नहीं है, मैं किसको जाके बोलूं? I think that has gone. So now if you have something, you can tweet. If you have something, you can create a video. If you have something, you can go to the web. If you want to showcase, if you want to highlight what you are thinking, you can create a blog for yourself. And even for our teachers, you know, the biggest challenge today for all of us here on the other side of the table is that how do we equip ourselves? How do we train ourselves? How do we learn and how do we unlearn how we got an education? How do we handle? How do we accept what they are thinking? How do we accept what their ideas are? Because whenever you know, I corrected myself as a parent. You know, when one day I was talking to my son, as soon as I used to start a conversation with him, after a few seconds I used to say, "Pehle meri suno." You know, so one fine day, before we were starting a discussion, he said कि पहले आप ही बोल लो, बाद में तो मुझे बोलने नहीं देना आपने. You know, so you start speaking first and then I'll talk. So that was the time when I corrected. I said, you know, this is what we need to learn as parents, as educators, that we need to listen to them. We should have that skill set of listening to them and to appreciate their expressions. Integrating your project work, how you can learn your science, how you can create a content for your science, how you can learn mathematics, how you can create interesting videos, some activities on those areas is what you will also be doing. In addition to covering different moments in the campus, covering different stories in the campus, covering different people in the campus, you will also have that opportunity to create some interesting projects which will be integrated with your all 7 verticals in which we are learning, be it language, be it numeracy, be it science, be it performing arts, be it visual arts, sports and well-being, every area. So my best wishes to everyone, and thank you for inviting me here, Mamta ji, and thanks once again to all the students. When I see you happy, when I see you growing, it makes us very happy and gives us a sense of we are doing the right work. And we always remember our founder, we always used to say that Manav Rachna basically means creating better human beings. So once you see these youngsters, I feel happy, and I'm sure up there he'll also be happy in seeing all of the kids who are working. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Can I, sir, could I request you to please meet here? Can I request the dignitaries to please join sir here on stage? Richa, are you ready? Okay, let's give it a shot, sir. Some quick. We thought we'd have one with you as well.
Risha? Okay, so sir, these series of questions now, since we asked all the important and knowledgeable questions from our guests here, let's move on. You will not ask any knowledgeable questions. Anyway, getting lots of knowledge from whatever you said. Okay, let's have a few fun questions right now.
Sure, go ahead.
Alright, sir. So this is going to be actual where we'll expect quick answers from you. So the first one is, what is your latest favorite tech toy?
A drone.
Yeah. What's your favorite film?
That is a meter.
Awesome. Will you ever start an in-house news channel?
Yes. No. Not a news channel. Because as one youngster said there is a lot of fight. The day we stop fighting on news channels, yes.
Okay. Alright, now this question is from the students. I ask on behalf of all the students. If a Media Shala student asks you to act in their film, would you do it?
Yes, why not?
Alright, so that was it. Did you guys like sir's answers? Yes. Yeah? Thank you.
We'd just like you to stay here and we formally inaugurate Media Shala in a very filmy way. Ma'am, please come. Deepika ma'am. We want you to use the film clap to formally, before we move to the hubs, to formally launch that space.